Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of Last Minute Laura. My name is Laura, and today I'm going to be doing another local foraged seasonal dye on wool yarn. Today we're going to be using something that requires, where did I put them? Requires some gloves. That's because A, it's kind of stinky, and B, it's kind of messy. The color begins to form pretty quickly after oxidization begins, and you don't really want this staining your hands. I'm talking, of course, about black walnuts. It's nearly the end of summer now, and all of the walnut trees in our area are just full of black walnuts. They're not ripe for picking and eating yet, but they are definitely ready to be turned into dye. Ugh, they have a citrus, it smells like citrus that's gone bad. If you've ever had a clementine stay in the box on the shelf for a little bit too long in your house, that's kind of what it smells like, sort of like a rotten orange. Ugh, kind of astringent and a little bit rotten, but no matter, because it is here to give us a beautiful dark brown, nearly black dye. So I'm going to bring you in close while I process these nuts, because the oxidization process occurs so quickly that you can actually see it happen before your eyes, and I really want to show you that. Today for yarn, I am going to be using Briggs & Little Regal Wool in washed white. I'm not using a bleached white because this is such a dark color anyway. I don't need the vibrance of a bleached white. First though, what I've done off camera is I've put my skein in soapy water on the stove. I have it set to low medium, and I'm not even gonna let it get to a simmer. I just want the water to be nice and hot. It's mixed with some pH neutral dish soap, and it's just gonna sit in there for about half an hour to get that wool nice and clean. I wanna get all of the lanolin off of it so that it's ready to be mordanted. So let me bring the camera a little bit closer so you can watch me process these, and then we can get started. Okay, so now that the walnuts are all chopped up, I'm going to cover them with water, put them on the stove, get them to a low simmer, and I'm going to simmer them probably for an hour to an hour and a half. I want to get as much out of these as I can. So yeah, that's the next step. Alright, so we're at about the half-hour mark now, which means I am going to take the yarn out of that soapy water, rinse it in the sink, and then I'm going to mix up my mordant. For this walnut dye, you don't technically need a mordant because the tannins that are inside of the nut will fix the dye to the yarn. That being said, I do like using alum powder or aluminum sulfate as a mordant, and I do want to test the different things that the different mordants will do. So I am going to do a pre-mordant on the wool with aluminum sulfate and cream of tartar powder. I'm going to use about 1 tablespoon of aluminum sulfate and about 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar. So that's what's next. Cool. And now that yarn is going to sit in that aluminum sulfate cream of tartar water mixture for about 1 hour. Again, I'm going to keep it on a low medium heat just to keep the temperature around 80-90 degrees. I don't want it boiling, I just want it to be hot. And hopefully by the time that hour has elapsed, our walnut dye will have darkened and become a magical mixture that we are going to dip our yarn in. And look at this walnut water. It's so dark, it almost has a dark green hue to it. You can see the walnuts themselves have darkened. This whole area was like a light green when we first started, and the inner shell parts were bone white, and now they have a definite stain to them. Let's see what this liquid color actually is. Ooh, that is like a dark swampy green. I'm very excited for it though. Apparently this is going to give us some kind of dark brown, dark green, or even a black. So I think I'm going to use color modifying afterbaths. I might do wood ash solution and a little bit of iron on either side of the skein just to see the variation we can get by changing the pH. I'm already very happy with it. It makes me feel like a witch stirring something like this. Double, bubble, boil, and trouble. Double, trouble, boil, and bubble. Anywho, see you in about an hour. Oh me, oh my. I just did my dye test on my paper towels. I do this every time that I've got a new dye project going. And look at this black. Look how dark it is. It's even leaching out onto the paper towel underneath. This I achieved with the walnut concoction. I added a little bit of iron water solution to it and it darkened it right up. So I definitely want to do that in my skein. But these two colors are beautiful too. This one I used alum powder. I don't really care for it so much. It's just beige. But this one, it's got a kind of a sort of reddish maroon. So I think I'm gonna do a dual color skein for this one where I'll use the wood ash water on one side and the iron water solution on the other side to modify the color so that I've got kind of like a brown and black stripe. I love how dark this is. I wonder if it'll fade to a gray when I wash it out. It's so dark. I've never seen a dye test show up such a dark black. I'm very excited about it. So we'll see what happens. We're about halfway through the 1 hour simmer time for the stuff. So I'll see you in about half an hour. Ooh, that looks like trouble. Okie dokie, so the yarn is ready to be rinsed out. I've already put it in the sink. I'm gonna rinse the yarn out. And before I do that, I'm just going to strain out the pieces of walnut from the walnut dye bath because I think it's done. It's dark. It's a dark looking liquid right now. Okay, now I'm going to add my wool to the dye bath. I'm gonna let it simmer for probably 45 minutes. I don't think it'll need anything longer than that. And then after that, we can get started on our color modifying afterbaths. Look at this color, yuck. It's like a swamp. A beautiful swamp. So for the next part of my iron dye bath, I need to pour out half of the dye bath into one receptacle and half into another. So I've turned off the heat on the black walnut dye situation. Ouch, the lid is still very hot. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate half of the dye bath in here, half of it in here, and then I'm going to add a little bit of my wood ash solution to one and a little bit of iron to the other, and that should give us some drastically different colors. Okay, so I hope you can see from there the different colors we've got going on because you're about to see the magic that will come from adding a little bit of this stuff. Did it change anything? Made it a little redder. Lowered up to the pH. And then I'll get a little bit of rusty concoction. And that's gonna work right away. Yeah, that's cool. Makes a very dark soup. Now, we get the yarn out. Try not to burn myself. Oh my god, what a pretty color. It's like dark, dark, dark brown. You might even say it's walnut colored. Ow, ow, ow. All right, so that's it. I'm gonna leave those in probably till the end of the day until they look done, and then I'll pull them out, rinse them, and we'll hang them to dry for the night. I'll give you a close-up now so you can see what they look like prior to finishing their soak, and you can see the different colors that are already showing up. Okay, so here's the black walnut dye. I'm going to just pull out the side that's in the iron after bath, so you can see just how dark that got. Look at how dark the iron made the black walnut turn. I'm pretty excited to see what that's gonna look like once it's all washed out. I also love the color that it did with just alum. It's such a beautiful, warm, I don't know, magical color. And then the side that has the wood ash went a little greener, which I'm happy with. I will take any color I can get. So it looks like what we're gonna get is green, orangey, browny, khaki, and some dark gray color. Again, I'm gonna be happy with whatever we get, but I really do love this color. I might make a skein just that color. I think that would make a beautiful fall sweater. Maybe I should make a whole batch. Anyway, I'm gonna leave those to sit for the rest of the afternoon, and I will come back when it's time to wash them out. Okay, so it looks a little yellow in this shot, so I'm excited to show you the overhead shot after it dries, but it is not yellow in real life. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Look how dark. It's like a chocolate brown at the bottom here. And the tie-dyed zones stayed white, which is very awesome. Let me try showing you like this. Look how dark it is. And look at it next to that orange. I'll just pull the whole thing down here. Isn't that beautiful? Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here to hang and drip dry until tomorrow. And then I'll show you the final shot where we've got it all skeined up and twisted. I'm really excited to see how this one dries. See you then. Okay friends, here is the final reveal. Remember we started with that Briggs & Little washed white regal wool. So this is our original color, and look at what those walnuts did. It made the most beautiful, bright and dark brown skein that I've ever seen. Let me take that off so the color can adjust. Oh my goodness, I am so obsessed with this one. I think this is, I know I said this in the last video, but I think this is my favorite color that I've ever made. Look at how, let me just untangle it so you can see all of the colors that we got. Look at how dark it turned out. The range of browns in this is just magical. For something like a walnut to create such a beautiful range of colors was really, honestly, it made me really happy. I squealed when I saw it in the morning. It was just so perfect, and it's still very soft, and it doesn't smell like anything weird, even though the walnuts have that super weird astringent smell. But it's just beautiful. I really do want to make a sweater quantity of this. It's just, it's so rich. I've never seen any of my natural dye colors come out so totally saturated. They usually are pretty like neutral, and I almost want to say tame. This is like a wild, beautiful, wild brown. It's rich and it's got undertones on certain areas. I'll let you know right here. So the area that was just dyed with alum and walnut has this beautiful orange undertone. Where I dip dyed in wood ash solution, this area has a green sort of khaki army sort of soul to it. And then the area that was dipped in iron water solution after had darkened to this beautiful, rich chestnut brown. I'm very much obsessed with this colorway. It's also the same colors as my cat, which is kind of fun. I realized that this morning when I was holding the skein and he jumped onto me. I saw that he has all of these colors in his fur, and it looks just so beautiful. I'm so happy with this. I'm so happy with the colors. If you really like this skein, it's going up on my shop. So by the time this video comes out, it will already be up on the shop, and you can purchase it if it's something that you like. And if you want more of them, like a quantity, just let me know. I do custom dyeing now. So yeah, this one is currently my favorite, but since there are so many walnuts right now, I am going to be definitely making more in this sort of a color vibe. Just remove that one more time so it'll brighten up. Oh, so beautiful. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like this color, tell me about it. If you don't, that's okay. But don't forget to subscribe. I put out new videos every Saturday and Sunday. I'm doing dye videos, crochet videos, foraging, handmade, everything. And if you like live streams, I live stream Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time until 8:30 a.m. Eastern time every day. So 7 days a week, I've got content coming out. You can always come here and find something with me, Laura from Last Minute Laura. Anywho, friends, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!